Hi, so this video you're about to see is my next attempt to capture myself on film as part of a 30-day challenge that I'm doing to record myself for 30 days straight in order to get comfortable on camera. Now, I'm not doing it every day for 30 days. Family life and time pressures means that I can't quite do that, but I'm going to keep going, clock up that camera time. And in this one, there's not really much editing going on. It's me reading from a script. So you'll see there's all sorts of things I haven't quite got right yet. The audio quality is not great because I don't have a separate mic yet. I'm recording straight from my smartphone. I'm reading from a script, so I'm not really looking at the camera properly. But it's an interesting challenge. So this one is just a short story that I attempted to write, and thought it would make some interesting material while I get comfortable with the camera. So here goes. 30-day video challenge, day 5. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to read off a script because I haven't got enough brain power left to ad-lib anything. So here we go. And this is just a rough draft of something that I wrote the other day of an idea for a short story. Picture an old man sitting, telling a story in front of the fire, with a semicircle of young, interested eyes around him, listening attentively to his curious tale, with some scepticism towards this crazy old man whose eyes glint in the flickering firelight. Once upon a time, in the mists of the distant past, there was a civilization that grew to unimaginable size. The population of the earth encircled the entire globe, no corner left unexplored. Within this civilization, there were incredible marvels. There were vast cities with more people than you could imagine meeting within a lifetime, wearing clothes of all colours and designs, made of exotic fabrics that reached the pinnacles of comfort and style and utility. There were giant buildings made of crystals and metals that soared up into the sky. There was music and art in abundance. An unimaginable, infinite array of music could be magically called up in any home to be played at a moment's notice. There were magic portals that allowed you to see and talk to people thousands of miles away. There were self-moving carriages that sped across the surface of the earth, and mechanical birds that streaked across the sky, taking people as their passengers to faraway lands. The most sophisticated and advanced forms of governance had been fermented and developed over the centuries, layers and layers of traditions, cultures, such that slavery was recognized as an injustice. The value of every human was recognized, that all had the opportunity to participate in civic discourse. Principles of value such as free speech, fundamental human rights, innocent until proven guilty, were established as self-evident truths. Commerce on a tremendous scale circled the globe, such that anyone could conduct business of their choosing, and resources of every type imaginable were almost universally accessible. Anyone could freely apply themselves to solving any problem they choose, to inventing or devising of ingenious solutions to human challenges both deep and trivial. Education on every subject imaginable under the sun was freely available to all. You could ask a question on any subject and would be supplied with the sum total of all human knowledge to date on that subject. There were fantastical engineering discoveries, such that humans no longer teetered on the edge of a precarious existence with starvation around every corner, but instead there was exotic and abundant food for all, sourced from all around the world and brought to every corner, no matter how remote or barren. There was abundantly available energy of many kinds, and abundant mechanized usage of this energy to automate and make convenient every difficult chore imaginable via an incredible array of magical and clever machines that could do everything from the most menial to the most powerful, from your housework to your PhD thesis. In this way, the population had all their basic needs accounted for, leaving the human mind free of existential concerns to focus on wider matters of advancement and meaning, towards exploring the meaning of existence itself. We invented vehicles that allowed us to leave the surface of the earth and begin to explore the skies and the cosmos beyond. We invented fantastical inventions that floated above the earth and sent magic beams down to us, flashing messages, images, sounds, and information around the globe in the blink of an eye. Some of these magical devices turned their attentions outwards into the universe and were able to see backwards into the unimaginably vast and ancient history of the universe, to the beginnings of time itself, and to the formations of the stars in heaven. But what happened to all this? Mankind became soft in its comfort, made complacent by the pervasive lack of threat to life. The people failed to spot the evil that gradually rose among them. They failed to see that demons walked the earth, that these demons held no pleasure in these towering achievements of mankind, but instead harboured resentment and jealousy towards all who were privileged to walk freely upon the earth. The people failed to understand the mechanisms that were used against them, the techniques that turned their minds and altered their perceptions of reality, the manoeuvres that kept their attentions upon the perceived culprits in the artificially induced us and them tribes, and which prevented them from seeing the architects of these dynamics. These demons had been lurking in the background since the earliest days of conscious man,
or woman,
gradually marshalling their resources, corrupting the wellsprings of truth and goodness, infiltrating the echelons of religious and scientific thought, and twisting things just enough to be undetectable in the beginning, but such that the essential structure of things became imperceptibly imbalanced, and slowly, the tower began to lean. The storm clouds began to accumulate. In the background, unobserved by most, the rot was already setting in. Slavery was abolished, yet in other guises was reinvented. Justice for all was touted as an essential principle, yet genocide became regularly used in the name of freedom. Religion, ethics, psychology, the science of differentiating right from wrong became inverted into solipsistic elevation of an increasing obsession over the self. The practice of scientific discovery gradually transformed itself into the sophisticated and refined art of deception based on coercion and self-interest. The demons were able to infect and encroach on the public consciousness, to target each virtuous thing and turn it into a curse. This was an environment in which men's honour was unsuspecting and easily misled and corrupted. The demons made use of the genius of men, distorted its output to their own ends, and used their creations against them. The devices that played music also played propaganda that sowed the seed of hatred in men's hearts. The portals that were used to educate were also used to lie and to misrepresent reality. Soon, the demons were able to invade the very minds of the people and corrupt their thinking so that light became dark, left became right, and lies became truth. The demons wished to control all because they were jealous of the spark that lay at the heart of mankind. They were jealous of the creative essence that mankind possessed, the flash of lightning that connected them to the fundament of the creation of the universe, to the resemblance of the face of God reflected in their eyes and hearts. They hated all this, as it reminded them of their own eternal emptiness, of that unquenchable, grasping blackness within them, a thirst that could never be satisfied. They increased their vice-like grip of control until the minds of men were no longer free. Their ingenuity and creativity was no longer given the opportunity to exercise its prowess. Instead, men's minds were directed towards hatred and destruction. Before too long, the great edifice of prosperity and invention could no longer sustain itself and began to crumble. As new problems came along, there were no free minds to come up with new solutions. Society had become rigid, unfeeling, and self-centered. As the vice-like grip increased, the lifeblood began to drain out of the face of mankind. The cities crumbled. Starvation, ruin, disease, misery, ignorance, and brutality emerged from the descending chaos. Many people resisted, but any hint of dissent was met with extreme prejudice, in the face of which those that recognized this black tidal wave that was enveloping society either retreated in compliant terror or were simply denied the opportunity to survive. In time, people were entrained to love and devote themselves to their tyranny. Memories of past times faded, and evidence of a more interesting past was eradicated from the globe. The demons were not happy in their grasping rapaciousness. They had destroyed that which enraged them, but they had gained nothing. There were now no people to control, no ingenuity to hijack, no creativity to feed off, no life to drain. The parasite had killed its host.
So we'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say will get attention this time.